has. So in previous class, I already explained the special functions like internal energy. Right now we are explaining the second function, Helmholtz function. So second one is the second thermodynamic potential. Right now I'm discussing about the second thermodynamic potential. So that is called Helmholtz function. Helmholtz function. So I'll derive Helmholtz function right now. So this is Helmholtz function. Okay. So it is derived from first and second law of thermodynamics only. Okay. It is derived from. So it is derived from first and second law of thermodynamics. Okay. So for our convenience, we bypass this page. Okay. It is derived from first and second law of thermodynamics only. So that is already we discuss about what is the first and second law of thermodynamics, how this first of second law of thermodynamics will be converted in the previous topic. That topic is internal energy. In a previous topic, internal energy, we already discussed about what is first law and second law of thermodynamics. Okay, so that is dq is equal to du plus dw. Okay, dq is equal to the total heat amount is supply the system is equal to the total energy, total internal energy of the system plus external work done. And what is the second law of thermodynamics tells about dq is equal to T times of, okay. Next, dq is equal to T times of ds. Okay, from these two equations, we can clearly write T dot ds is equal to du plus dw. From these two equations, we can write T dot ds is equal to du plus dw. So therefore, I want du. Du is equal to, what is the du value? Du is equal to T dot ds minus dw. So, and we will write dw is nothing but pressure. Du is equal to T dot ds is equal to pressure times of minus ds minus pressure times into changing volume. So write this is equation 1. So this equation is already I am deriving in the previous topic like internal energy. So right now I want to consider when Helmholtz function. I want to derive Helmholtz function. So for that purpose, I am consider in isothermal process. In isothermal process, the temperature is remains constant. We already know that in isothermal process, temperature remains constant. Temperature remains constant. Okay. So therefore, that is temperature remains constant. That is a T is called constant. Okay. T is constant. So if T is constant, then definitely T dot ds, D is differentiable factor because D. But temperature is constant means ఇది inside వెళ్ళిపోతుందా లేదా D లోకి inside పంపించొచ్చు because T is moving into in S. Okay, so therefore this equation will be changed into du is equal to D times of T dot ts because it is a constant. We can move between we can move in differential equation. So ఇది ఇందులో మూవ్ చేసేసుకోవచ్చు minus p dot dv, right? So therefore du is equal to, see, simply if you just this equation will move to this side. So du minus d times ts is equal to minus p dot dv. So therefore, if you take the common differential factor common, d of u minus ts is equal to minus p dot dv. Understand everybody? Simple guy, the constant. Then we will move inside the differential equation. After that, we will replace this t dot ds into t dot ds. See, replace d into ts. This is in this side. Okay, du minus d into ts, that is equal to minus p dot dv. Okay, so we will write this term as df is equal to minus p dot dv, where f is equal to u minus ts. Okay, where f is equal to u minus ts is called. So this is very important. So where f is equal to, consider f is equal to u minus ts. So in u minus ts place we replace capital F. Okay, so therefore df is equal to minus p dot dv and is called as called as is called as Helmholtz function. Okay, so this function capital F is called as Helmholtz function. Hence, external work is equivalent to okay, is equivalent to change in Helmholtz function. So external work, this is the external work, which is equivalent to change in Helmholtz function. So therefore, hence external work is equivalent to change in Helmholtz function, change into Helmholtz function. So ante now from first and second law of thermodynamics only we will derive Helmholtz function. Okay, so అందులో కొన్ని parameters change చేసాం. For suppose this process is under isothermal process, then temperature remains constant. So if the temperature remains is constant, then this temperature is moving inside this derivative. So therefore that is written by du is equal to d dot t minus s minus pdv. Now if you this is a differential part of temperature entropy and differential part of internal energy. So therefore this is energy, kinetic energy and positive energy, potential energy, nothing but internal energy. So these two are both differentiable terms. That's why we will common a differential terms than u minus ts. It will be represented u minus ts. Now this u minus ts is represented by capital F, that is called Helmholtz function. Therefore uh, the changing therefore the external work done is equivalent to changing the Helmholtz function. So right now I'll consider, so please note everybody, I'll move to next page. So therefore finally I'm consider f is equal to u minus ts. So from this equation I can derive again. Now I'll differentiate this equation. We will get something value. That value will be, again I'll substitute here. Okay, so right. So please note everybody, I'll move to next page. That next page. So finally we will get the function. Finally we will get the function f is equal to u minus ts. Okay, now differentiate above equation. Differentiate above equation. Okay, for this purpose I'll bypass this page. So differentiate the above equation. That equation is nothing but f is equal to u minus ds. So differential, both sides differentiate. Okay, so df is equal to what you will write, d times of u, because internal energy, minus t times of t into s. Okay, so you can no. Okay, so df is equal to d times of u minus ts. Okay, so you will write finally this is represented by df is equal to du minus, see, t is right now constant and entropy is differentiable, and similarly if temperature is right now put temperature is differentiable and entropy is constant. So this is a actually t dot s will be differentiate in two ways, uv method like. Okay, so du minus t dot ds minus s into dt, because we are doing a partial derivatives. Okay, like dt, t into ds minus s into dt. Okay, so already we get what is du value in previous equation. So this is the du value. So this is du value from equation 1. Okay, so this is equation. From substitute equation 1 in equation 2. So what is equation 1? See, equation 1 is du is equal to t dot ds minus p dot dv. Okay, simply substitute this equation, t dot ds. So df is equal to t dot ds minus p dot dv minus p dot dv minus, and du already this is represented by minus t dot ds minus s dot dt. So simply t dot ds will be cancelled. So df is equal to minus p dot dv minus s dot dt. So finally we will get this equation. So finally we will get this equation. So once again, go back. So this is the Helmholtz function. It is derived from first and second law only. So we will get du value from first and second law of thermodynamics. After then we will get Helmholtz function. And this Helmholtz function, once you will define what is Helmholtz function, then again you will take that Helmholtz function is differentiable. Okay, so therefore finally we get df is equal to minus p dot dv minus s dot dt. Okay, now taking the partial derivatives, now taking the partial, derivatives, taking the partial derivatives. So I already tell you what is the partial derivatives in yesterday class. We will, it is actually this function is a, two coordinates, that is called pressure and temperature, pressure and entropy, like pressure and entropy. Now these two functions are, these two, pressure and entropy, both are independent coordinates. So if you apply a partial derivative to this function, then first of all you have to differentiate one factor and constant other factor. So therefore df, so differentiate dou f by dou v is equal to, it is dou f by dou v is equal to, this is the minus p value, and similarly dou f by dou t is equal to, what is this, dou f by dou t is equal to minus s. Okay, so suppose df, suppose df is a perfect differentiable, then then dou square F by dou V dou T is equal to dou square F by dou T dou V. So ఇది perfect differentiable అయితే ఈ formula obey అవ్వాలి. Okay, now this is called, if suppose df is a perfect differentiable, then definitely dou square f by dou v into dou t is equal to dou square f by dou t into dou v. So therefore from this equation we can write this is into dou by dou v times of, so simply we will write split this function, that's all, dou by dou v into dou f by dou t is equal to dou by dou t into dou f by dou v. But we already get dou f by dou t. So dou f by dou t is nothing but minus s. Dou by dou v of minus s is equal to dou by dou t of, what is the dou f by dou v value? Minus p. Okay, so finally we get this is minus dou s by dou v is equal to minus dou p by dou t. So minus minus will be cancelled. So finally you will get dou s by dou v is equal to dou p by dou t. So this is the second thermodynamic potential. So here temperature constant, here volume. So this volume is represented here. So therefore derivative dou s by dou v at constant temperature is equal to dou p by dou t at constant volume. So this is the second thermodynamic potential. This is the second thermodynamic potential. This is second thermodynamic potential or second Maxwell's equation. Okay, so understand everybody, please note everybody. So please respond me, is it clear or not? Please respond me, is it clear or not, everybody? Okay, shall we move another topic? Please note everybody, Helmholtz function, it is derived from first and second law of thermodynamics. So two functions already completed, and third one is enthalpy and total heat function. Okay, so this is the second law of second thermodynamic potential, and it is also called as a second Maxwell's equation. So what is second Maxwell equation? So therefore dou p by dou t at constant volume is equal to dou s by dou v at constant temperature. So therefore we will derive two thermodynamic potentials already. First in thermodynamic potential is internal energy, and the second thermodynamic potential is Helmholtz function. And come to the third potential, right? Okay, so please take screenshots. This is one screenshot, and this is one screenshot, right? Shall we move the third page? Okay, next page, and move to enthalpy or total heat function. And third thermodynamic potential, enthalpy. ENTHALPY, enthalpy or total heat function, total heat function. Okay, so this is the next third foundation fundamentals. Okay, now actually what is enthalpy? Enthalpy is an extensive property of thermodynamic system. Okay, and it is given by enthalpy is nothing but enthalpy is an extensive property. Okay, so enthalpy is an extensive property, extensive property and interior property, extensive property of a thermodynamic system. Okay, so this is the extensive property of a thermodynamic system, and it is given by and it is given by entropy is represented by capital H. Actually this is a capital H, and it is given by H is equal to U plus P dot V. Okay, so enthalpy is nothing but internal energy plus pressure into volume. So for suppose if you differentiable this equation, differentiate above equation, then dH is equal to du plus this is called UV method, P times dV plus V times dP. Okay, but in previous equation we already know that what is the T dot ds. Okay, this is called finally we will get dH is equal to du plus P dot dV plus V dot dP. So right, this is equation 1. Okay, but substitute the du, we will from first and second law, we get du is equal to what you will get, T dot ds minus P dot dV. This equation is already we will get by first function and second function. Okay, so du is equal to T dot ds minus P dot dV. Simply substitute this value into this equation. So therefore see, dH is equal to du plus, in terms of du, I'll write in du only. Okay, is equal to what is du value? T dot ds minus P dot dV plus P dot dV plus V dot dP. Okay, so we will cancel both P dot dV and minus P dot dV. Okay, so finally we will get dH is equal to T dot ds minus plus V dot dP. Okay, so finally we will get this function. Okay, now you will take the partial derivatives of the above equation. So the taking partial derivatives of the above equation. So therefore, if you take the partial derivative, it is represented by dou H by dou S. Sorry, dou H by dou S. Dou H by dou S is nothing but equivalent to is equal to capital T, and dou H by dou P is equal to capital V. Okay, so if suppose dH is a perfectly differentiable function, then dou square h by dou s dou p is equal to dou square h by dou p yes. Okay, it is a perfectly partial differential equation. So therefore, this equation is represented by dou by dou s times of dou h by dou p is equal to dou by dou p of dou h by dou s. Okay, and and so please note everybody. I'll move to next page. Okay, so you can understand what from every equation we will derive that every function we will derive by using first and second of thermodynamics. You will guess the combination of first and second of thermodynamics. This du is equal to T dot ds minus P dot dv. You will substitute the above equation like dH is equal to du plus pdv plus pdp. In that equation, you will substitute du value. Then finally, we will get dH is equal to T dot ds plus P dot dp. Then if you take the partial derivatives of this equation, you will get dou h by dou s is equal to T and dou h by dou p is equal to P. If suppose if dH is a perfectly differentiable function, then definitely it obeys the condition dou square h by dou s into dou p is equal to dou h by dou p into dou s. So from this equation, we will write dou by dou s is equal to dou h by dou p is equal to dou p by dou p, dou by dou p into dou h by dou s. So we already know that what is dou h by dou p value. Dou h by dou p value is nothing but capital B, and dou h by dou s value is nothing but capital T value. So finally, I'll move to another page. So finally, we'll get dou s by dou s by okay, finally we'll get dou s by sorry dou by dou s of dou h by dou p is equal to dou by dou p of dou h by dou s. Okay, so you will get this equation. See, you will get this equation dou h by dou p, dou h by dou p into dou a by dou s. Okay, and dou p by dou h by dou s. But what is dou h by dou p? Dou h by dou p is nothing but capital P. Okay, so therefore you will write dou h by dou p is nothing but capital P. So therefore dou by dou s is equal to capital V is equal to dou by dou p of what is this dou h by dou p? Dou h by dou s is nothing but capital T. Okay, so therefore this is capital T. So finally we will get dou v by dou s is equal to dou t by p. Okay, so you will write this value into here and this value into here. So that is nothing but dou v by dou s at constant pressure is equal to dou t by dou s at constant entropy. So this is our third thermodynamic potential. This is called the third thermodynamic thermodynamical potential or third Maxwell's equations. So we already derived first and second and third, and only one left, that is called fourth derivation. Okay, so please note everybody. So first, please everybody note the concept. Please everybody note this concept. And shall we move the next topic, Gibbs function. Gibbs function can be derived from using of enthalpy only. Enthalpy function. In the enthalpy function, we will derive Gibbs function. Okay. Right. So please note, we will move to next page. Until then, unsend your attendance. Okay. All right. Okay. Next, fourth topic. Fourth Maxwell's equation. We will right now will derive fourth Maxwell's equation. Okay. For that purpose, I will just arrange all these things. Now, fourth Maxwell's equation, that is called Gibbs function. Gibbs function. So we will derive the fourth Maxwell equation by Gibbs function. It is represented by capital G. Okay. So if we are deriving Gibbs function by using enthalpy function only, what is the enthalpy function? This is called enthalpy function. H is equal to U plus PV. So that enthalpy function, once again I written the enthalpy function, enthalpy is H is equal to U plus PV. Okay, H is equal to U plus PV. Then simply differentiate the above equation. Differentiate above equation. So therefore, dH is equal to du plus, again, P dot dV. UV method. You will apply UV method here. P is constant and differentiable. After then V constant, P differentiable. P dot dV plus P dot dV. Okay. So this is the equation. But we know that du is equal to T dot ds minus P dot dv. We already know this equation. Simply substitute this equation in terms of du. Therefore, dh is equal to T dot ds minus P dot dv. In terms of du, you replace this equation plus P dot dv plus V dot dv. Simply P and P, these two terms will be cancelled. Minus P dot dv plus P dot dv. So finally, you will get dH is equal to T dot ds plus V dot dv. Okay. From the using enthalpy equation, we derive this equation. Finally, we will get T dot ds plus V dot dv. So write this is equation 1. Okay. And this is equation 1. Now again in Gibbs function, we are using in isothermal. According to isothermal process, temperature remains constant. If the temperature remains constant, then this temperature will be moving inside this derivative. If according to isothermal process, temperature remains constant. That is, T is equal to constant. So please note everybody, if this T is constant, then what will be happen? The T is moving inside this derivative. This T is moving inside the derivative. So therefore, the capital D is right now moving into inside, then differentiate T times of S. T is a constant. Then constant is taken outside or inside, whatever, there is no use of this constant. Okay. Now see, I'll move to another page. So finally we will get DH. DH is equal to T dot ds plus V dot dP. So if temperature is remains constant, then dH is equal to T times of Ts plus V dot dP, because temperature moving inside the derivative. So simply you will take dH minus D times of Ts is equal to V dot dP. You just replace this equation into this side. Then take derivative common. D times H minus Ts is equal to V dot dP. So this is represented by capital G. So D dot capital G is equal to V dot dP, where H minus Ts is equal to capital G is called Gibbs. It's called Gibbs function. It's called Gibbs function. Okay, understand? This is called Gibbs function. This is very important. This function is Gibbs function. I already derived the Gibbs function right now. Now, once again, I'm consider that Gibbs function. Once again, I'm consider the Gibbs function. Okay. So, right now, what is Gibbs function? Now, right now, dg is equal to dvp. So, according to right now, once again, g is equal to h minus ts. This is called Gibbs function. From according to adiabatic process, pressure also remains constant. According to adiabatic process, the pressure remains constant. If pressure remains constant, then changing pressure is also zero. Then dP is equal to 0, because due to adiabatic pressure. So therefore, dg is equal to 0. Therefore, dg equal to 0. That means if you consider the system in adiabatic process, then in adiabatic process, the Gibbs function, the adiabatic process, the pressure remains constant. So in the pressure remains constant means the change in pressure is 0. So the Gibbs function at constant pressure is always, the change in Gibbs function in the constant pressure is always equivalent to 0. So therefore, Z remains constant. So therefore, Z remains constant. So therefore, Gibbs factor remains constant during an adiabatic process, and Gibbs function is equivalent to, the change in Gibbs function is equivalent to external work done in isothermal process. So the changing Gibbs function is equivalent to external work done in isothermal process, and the change in Gibbs function is the change in Gibbs function is 0 in adiabatic process. Otherwise, the G remains constant during adiabatic function. So, from this equation, okay. Once again, I'll consider this G equation. But we know that, capital G is equal to H minus Ts. So once again, differentiate above equation. So therefore, this is equal to dg is equal to dH minus T dot ds minus S into dt, because individually I differentiate the above equations. Okay. So finally what we get, dg is again differentiate. Then simply we know that the dH value from this equation. See, this is the dH value. Okay, so this is the dH value. Simply we'll write this is equation 2. In previous case, this is equation 1. And dH is equal to T dot ds plus V dot dp. Okay, don't write this is T equation. I already written twice this equation. Okay, right. So substitute equation 1 in dH. So dH is equal to T dot ds. So therefore dg will be written as T dot ds plus V dot dp minus T dot ds minus S dot dt. Okay, so from this equation T dot ds minus T dot ds will be cancelled. Therefore dg is equal to V dot dp minus S dot dt. So finally we will get this equation. This is equation 2. Okay, so you will same procedure again, you will write the same procedure. You will do differentiate above equation. Differentiate above equation. So differentiate above equation. So what will be happen? Take partial derivatives, not differentiate. Take partial derivatives. Partial derivatives. Therefore, dou g by dou p. Dou g by dou p. Dou g by dou p is equal to V at constant temperature. So therefore, dou g by dou p is equal to capital V, and dou g by dou t is equal to minus S. Okay, so minus S. If dg is a perfect differentiable, therefore dou square g by dou p dou t is equal to dou square g by dou t dou p. So from this equation you will write dou by dou p at constant dou g by dou t is equal to dou g by dou p dou t. Sorry. You will write small letters. Dou by dou p is equal to dou g by dou p is equal to dou by dou t dou g by dou p. Sorry, dou t here. Dou p. Dou by dou p of what is dou g by dou p? Dou g by dou t. Dou t. Okay, what is dou g by dou t? From this equation, dou g by dou t is equal to small s minus s. Okay, minus s is equal to dou by dou t of what is dou g by dou p from this equation? V. So finally you will get this is minus dou s by dou p is equal to dou v by dou t. So therefore this is your final fourth law of thermodynamics at constant temperature and constant pressure. So this is your final equation. So this is called fourth thermodynamic potential or fourth Maxwell equation. Okay, understand everybody? So please students, Please note this equation. It's very important. These four laws are we will derive these four thermodynamic potentials. These four thermodynamic potentials are very important as a question. Okay, so these four thermodynamic potentials are very important as a question. Okay, please respond me. Is it clear or not? Is it clear or not, please? Is it clear or not? Any doubts? Please send me. If any doubts, then I will message personally, no problem. Clear everybody? Okay. Tomorrow we will continue because today time is over for these two topics. So we will continue tomorrow. Okay. Thank you very much.